Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. All right, CFL week number 8 is upon us. All right, week 7, 4-0 in straight up picks, 1-3 against the spread, 1-3 on the over/under. It looks like all the points that were being scored in the first 6 weeks took a lot of overs, and unfortunately, we had the week where there's a lot of unders there. So 6-6 overall in the week, which brings the year-to-date totals to 17-9 on straight-up picks, 12-14 against the spread, 18-8 on the over/under. So it's 47 for 31, which is 60.2%. The goal has always been 60%. So hey, we're right there at the goal. Let's see if we can improve a little bit this week from the overall 6-6 last week. All right, game 1, the Edmonton Elks 5-1 taking on the Saskatchewan Roughriders 4-1. We got the West version 1 versus 2 here. On the season, the Elks have had the best defense when it comes to allowing points. They've only allowed 23 points a game. Their offense, though, 27.8 points a game, which is only 6th best. Now, if you look at the last 3 games, they're pretty consistent, 27.6 on offense and giving up 23.3. They are 2-1 in those last 3 games, while the Rough Riders are 3rd most points scored per game on average at 34, 4th in defense at 26.6. Their last 3, just the same, pretty consistent there, 33 scoring per game and giving up 23 per game, and they are 2-1 in those last 3 games. All-time, Edmonton is 96-71 versus the Rough Riders. Last year, they were 1-1. Each team won a game. And then Edmonton has won 3 of the last 5 meetings between the two teams. In this game, Saskatchewan is favored by 4.5 at home. I am actually taking Edmonton plus the 4.5 and under on the 57.5. Next up, we have the West 3 versus 4 matchup. The 2-4 Calgary Stampeders taking on the 4-2 Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Winnipeg is 2nd in points allowed this year on defense at 26, but their offense has struggled at 25.8, being 7th best in the league, while the Calgary Stampeders, number 1 points scored, 37.7 per game. Unfortunately, the defense is 9th with 35.7 points given up per game. In the last 3 games, the Stampeders have given up 37 points a game on average while scoring 40. They are 1-2 in those 3 games. The Blue Bombers are 3-0 in their last 3 games. Defensively, they're giving up 22.6, which is better than their season average so far. And on offense, scored a few more points, an average of 26.6 all time. Calgary has beat Winnipeg 81. They're 81-58 versus them. Last year, Calgary was 3-0 versus the Winnipeg. And then in week 1 this year, Winnipeg won 30-28. Winnipeg is favored by 1.5. I got them winning, covering, and under on the 59.5. So yeah, I'm going with a couple unders here based on the way the points have been scored the last few weeks. Probably going to backfire on me. It seems like last week it's just the opposite of what I've been picking here. So we'll see what happens. But I got the under on that one. Next up, we have East versus West. We have the 2-4 Toronto Argonauts taking on the 1-4 BC Lions. Toronto 4th in points scored on average per game at 32.3. They are 7th in defense points given up on average per game at 34.5. In the last 3 games, the Toronto are 0-3. They're giving up on average 37.3 points a game while only scoring 26.6. When you're averaging giving up more than 10 points per game more on offense, you ain't going to win. BC, on the other hand, they are 5th in points scored at 28 points per game while giving up 31.6, which is 6th. In the last 3 games, they are 1-2. They're a little bit better on offense. They're only giving up, or defense, they're only giving up 28 points a game. While offense, they're scoring a little bit more. They're averaging 28.6. All time, BC is 57-42-2 versus Toronto in 2025. Each team won one game. In the last 6 games, though, Toronto is 5-1 versus BC Lions. Toronto is favored by 3.5. I got Toronto winning, covering, and over on the 57.5. And then the 4th game of the weekend, we have the East 1 versus 2. The 3-3 Hamilton Tiger Cats taking on the 5-1 Montreal Alouettes. Hamilton on the season is 9th in points scored per game at 24.8. 3rd in defense at 26.5 points per game, while the Alouettes are 2nd at 34.7 points per game on average, and 5th on defense at 31 points per game. In the last 3, the Tiger Cats have only scored 14.6 points per game on average, while giving up 25. They're 1-2 in those 3 games. The Alouettes, on the other hand, they've given up 32.3 points on average per game in the last 3, while scoring 37.3. Both are above their season averages. They are 3-0 in those 3 games. All time, Montreal is 83-64-4 versus Hamilton. In the last 13 matchups between these 2 teams, Montreal is 11-2. Hamilton was actually 2-1 in 2025. So those 2 came last year. And then week 1, Montreal won 36-27. I got Montreal winning, Hamilton covering the 10.5. I think it's going to be closer than that. And then I have over on the 56.5. So recap here, Edmonton winning plus 4.5, under on the 57.5. Winnipeg winning minus 1.5, under on the 59.5. Toronto winning minus 3.5, over on the 57.5. And then Montreal winning, Hamilton covering the 10.5, and then over on the 56.5. We'll have a few more stats available next week. Just a little got behind this week of getting it all written out and ready to go. So we'll get some more stuff out there for next week's. Other than that, last week's 6-6, looking to improve on that. As always, thanks for watching Robert Sports Show, and just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader, sports channel content.